This is awesome, especially to do that in less than 24 hours. Hey, what's going on? My name is Peter Sarellas. I'm a videographer and editor from Toronto and Ottawa, and today we're reacting to your awesome sports video edits. This is a recurring series that I do on the channel where you send your videos to peterwatchmysportsvideo@gmail.com. Then I pick some out, we watch them on the channel together, we talk about what's good. If the person submitting wants some criticism, then we can talk about what maybe could be worked on as well. And overall, we just appreciate and learn from the work of the cool people who are like watching and creating work like in the sports video industry. So we're gonna pick our first one here. All right, so first let's pick this video by Ewan. He says he made a Hearts of Midlothian versus St. Mirren cinematic highlights video. I was actually in Scotland last summer and got to watch a Scottish Premier League game, and it was awesome. Like, I loved it. I saw Hibs and Motherwell, I believe it was. So like, I'm super psyched to see an edit from someone who watches my channel submit a video from the Scottish Premier League. But anyways, Ewan says, hey Peter, hoping you have to look through my highlights of Hearts 4-0 win over St. Mirren last Saturday. The key points I'd make are, I had less than 24 hours to turn around the video. This video felt outside of my comfort zone because I've never used 100 FPS the way I have in this. Fans are more used to generic style broadcast highlights, so I didn't want to go over the top with like too much hype reels and flash. Yeah, that's super valid. And saying good luck with my move to Ottawa. Thank you for looking this over. Your time and knowledge is greatly appreciated. Ewan Waddell, video producer, Heart of Midlothian. Man, I appreciate you, Ewan. Thank you for watching the channel, and that is very sick that you're producing videos full time in the Scottish Premier League. Let's give this thing a look. Okay, so this is a new UEFA Conference League game. This seems like it's not the game that was described against St. Mirren, but that's okay. I like the establishing shots here. That's a great shot of the ticket scanning. I like that. That's very unique. I've never seen like a ticket scanner like that before, where it's not like attended by a person. Anyways, that's not the point here. I love the music you chose for this. It's building so much anticipation. It's really nice. That's so satisfying to hear the crowd erupt like that on the music hitting. Dude, so I'm gonna stop this for a sec. This, like, the goal shot was awesome, don't get me wrong, but these types of shots, I love this. When you can like totally fill the frame, like corner to corner with cheering fans, that just makes the crowd for a sporting event look endless, which makes it look like huge and larger than life, even if that's not the case in your video. So like, this type of shot is great. Like, telephoto lenses are great for that type of thing because they have like a more compressed field of view. So if you can stand really far away and shoot at a crowd like this at like 200 mil or 400 mil when you're filming sports, especially like after a goal, or if you can have two cameras and have one just locked on the crowd waiting for them to erupt to get this type of shot, it's a super good cutaway shot. And here you've done an excellent job cutting to something that makes the atmosphere look amazing and the fans look like endless after a really good shot of a goal where you used really good music and really good crowd audio to sell, like, I guess, how awesome that moment was. But let's keep watching. Oh, I love these close-ups. The depth of field is so good. That's excellent. You clearly have two shooters to have somebody that close and then have someone far away like this. That's great. And you know what? Oh, another beautiful shot. Okay, so I can tell you've got someone here shooting on either end of the pitch, and I guess you're both on like telephoto zooms. Maybe like you're both on like 100 to 400s. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm assuming the person at the far end, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see what I'm pointing at. But the person at the end where the goal was just scored is shooting like tight stuff. And then the person at the far end, instead of trying to like punch in to like the end of their lens and like shoot tight stuff and get the tightest shot possible, is just accepting the fact that they're far away from the action and shooting like wides and scenings like this. This is perfect. I see a completely full stand on the left. I see a completely full stand on the right, and the players celebrating down below. This makes the atmosphere look sick, and this is why I wanted to go to a Scottish Premier League game last summer in the first place, and why I liked it so much. That's proof, if nothing else, is that this type of media actually works to sell tickets and get people in the seats, because it worked on me, and I had a great time. I love the way you're tracking the ball. That's perfect. Yeah, your ball tracking is great here. See, I like this. This is important. I like how you're getting shots of the ref and stuff as well. When you're making a more... Okay, I'm gonna stop for a second. When you're making a more cinematic style recap, like having shots of the ref and things of that nature is really important if you're trying to like actually convey the whole story of the game. Because as much as we might not like it sometimes, and like the crowd definitely doesn't like it sometimes, the referee is a character in a game. And whether you're talking about like penalties or yellow cards or whatever, like you want to show the result of players' actions, and sometimes those actions are breaking the rules, and the referee is integral in like conveying that story. So like you kind of need that. Being able to focus on that and the fans and the atmosphere and not just film the players all the time is like so key to putting together a video like this. As like obviously you know Ewan making this video, but like to anyone else who's watching, like it's easy to get caught up just filming players all the time and like focusing on like action, but those other parts of the game that aren't necessarily exciting are also crucial for telling a good story like this, as Ewan, you were doing right here. Perfect. I love it. You have a shot where the crowd like all pops off at the same time. This is exactly what you had. And the pan out was beautiful. This looks like really nice gimbal stuff. It looks like you have like a promise filter on or something, and it looks like a little compressed or something. Like it's a little bit blocky. Maybe if I turn this up, no longer 1080p, that's the highest resolution. I don't know what it is. The video looks a little blocky because of like online compression or something, but it looks like you have a promise filter on here just based on like the bloom on these lights. I think that this is great, bringing out a gimbal pre-game and post-game stuff to just like get those follow shots of a player reacting. I do that a lot of the time as well, and clearly you've done it here, and it's just beautiful. You had 2 shooters for that game, so being able to put somebody on a gimbal and have them like pre-game and post-game run around and get those types of shots, like following players, and have somebody else locked off, picking off like tight shots that you can cut away to, basically, is smart. And overall, I think that your combination of like the way that you and your other shooter, I'm assuming I'd be shocked if you didn't have 2 people filming this, but the way you and your other filmer like decided to tackle this game, the techniques you used, the way you framed your shots, and the way that you like filmed fans and atmosphere made this super engaging. And like I said before, this type of media is why I wanted to go watch a Scottish Premier League game. So Ewan, thank you very much for submitting. This is awesome, especially to do that in less than 24 hours means that you were probably up for a long time and had a late night. So I hope you got some sleep after that one. You did great for a game recap. Like that's what I want. The only thing I would ask for more, if you have access to it, is like color commentary or play-by-play to help just guide me a little bit more. Like I didn't watch this game. And if you want to sell me as a fan who doesn't know this team very well on like the players and like help me get to know the team more so I become more invested and it could be converted from a casual into a fan, then hearing the players' names and getting to learn a little bit about them through the play-by-play or the color commentary would be helpful for me. But besides that, you did fantastic, and I'm very happy that you sent this over. You did great. What is this? UEFA only allows 2 minutes of match footage. Okay, I didn't see this before. This makes sense. You followed up and said, I actually want you to watch this footage. This is from Hearts 2-0 win in Europa Conference League. UEFA only allows 2 minutes of match footage to be used, which include 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. So you managed to only use like a certain number of minutes of match footage and focused on the atmosphere because you were constrained. This makes sense. And honestly, I think the constraints were really good for you they force you to make something great, because you could have focused this all on the match, but you literally, now that I'm reading this, you literally couldn't focus on the match. You had to just focus on the atmosphere. And honestly, as a viewer, I liked it more. It was great. You showed me the goals. I don't need to see more than that. Besides that, like, I'm going to a game and I'm buying a ticket for the atmosphere. So you did an excellent job. Keep on creating great videos. Gonna be honest, I'm a little jealous. I would fly to Scotland right now to film a Scottish Premier League game, and that's not a joke. I think it's that sick, and you're doing the type of work that makes me think that. So keep on doing your thing. This is a subject line that intrigues me. First pro gig didn't go great. That's from Connor Lee, who says, hey, so originally I was going to send you an edit for some of my best shots I got in my first pro gig, but being my first time, I didn't know where everything was, where I could specifically be, and it was overall scary to be in the wrong spot, which really ruined my B-roll. I feel that. I still get that sometimes when I go to a new venue and I don't know where I'm supposed to be, especially if it's not like a league or a sport that I shoot very often. And it can be a little nerve-wracking to like be in the wrong spot, and you have to tell yourself to just kind of send it sometimes and like get to where you need to be. But like, you don't want to overstep any boundaries and like get kicked out or inconvenience anyone. So like, I feel that, Connor, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, Connor says, here are some of my favorite edits I made just yesterday. Let me know what you think. Personally, I think I'm really good at capturing the game smoothly, but my biggest criticism is my editing and maybe color grading. Let me know. All right, well, let's check it out, Connor. The color grading looks good. Maybe a little contrasty, but whatever, it's cool. I think it looks nice. Yeah, you're doing a good job capturing game action. Look, I wouldn't edit this way, but it's not bad or wrong. Like, it's cool. You're just speed ramping a lot. Okay. As a little like reel to show off some of your favorite shots from a game, or like, you know, just like some social content to post for like a team account, like the day after a win or something. Like something like this is fine. I think this is kind of sick, like the whole blue vibe you got going on here. I'm gonna pop this a like. That shot with the goalie was super sick. The wide angle push in a confined space like a tunnel or something. The symmetry is just perfect, and the subject is so clear, the image is so bright, like it's a little overexposed, but that's kind of the vibe, and I like it. Sick. Super sick. You find your weak points, you're editing, like you just speed ramp a lot. If you like that, then do it, and if you don't, then don't do it. But like for that shot where you have lots of frantic movement after the player scores the goal, like he skates all over the place, it works because you don't want to show the full action of him skating, like scoring the goal and skating around the net and skating in a circle and skating back to center ice, and like it's too much to show in real time. It would just take too much time. So if you're editing that and there's like, you want to show the whole thing, then you kind of got to either chop it up and get rid of those in between parts. Sorry, ignore my dog. Or you have to speed ramp through it, and you chose to speed ramp through it, which for a hype edit like this is totally fine. Yeah, besides that, I don't think you have too much to worry about, man. You just keep making good videos and like working hard, and you're gonna be just fine. Like you said, you're tracking game action really well. You have lots of great celebration shots. You're making sure to frame fans in the background, which is super important. And overall, I just think you're doing fine. So if you think this didn't go great, then when something goes great, it's gonna go really great, because this is good. Okay, this seems fun. Mark Morales says, video of a NASCAR race. Hey Peter, I've been a viewer of the channel for the past year or so and have learned so much from your channel. This year I got the chance to film a NASCAR race for the first time, covering it as a local news story. Since I was there, I wanted to make full use of my credentials and created an edit that I'm really proud of. Any suggestions on editing would be greatly appreciated. I shot this on a Lumix G85 and also had some iPhone clips mixed in there. I hope you like it. Thank you, Mark. I'm excited to watch that. I actually love consuming like racing content. I think it's sick. There's one guy on Instagram, Tyler Kresser, who is the videographer for a NASCAR driver, and some of the edits that he makes are just like awesome. I'm like, not gonna lie, I've been in the DMs like, dude, how did you do this? Because like these edits just look so cool, and I'm just like all over them. So I've been like getting more into like racing content and like NASCAR content and stuff. I think that's pretty sick. So let's check this out. Okay, I might need to go watch this on my phone. We'll try to watch it like this. Okay, when you say you're shooting it as like a news story. Like, I see what you mean. 'Cause, like, it's not like flashy edits, it's not like shallow depth of field. I like that. I like the wide shot there. That was cool. It's like locked off stuff, like lots of depth of field, like everything's in focus. You're holding shots for a long time. There's no flashy edits. It's a news cut. You could have a reporter like talk over these shots and tell you about the event. And there's a place for that type of thing. So like, I like that you tried to make an edit to show off some of your best shots. When you have to shoot a certain way, like when you're shooting for local news and you need shots that are like in focus and show everything and are held and maybe don't have as much cinematic value but need to like be used for a news hit, then yeah, you shoot this way. And the edit maybe doesn't look flashy the way that you would if you were like shooting for social media or something. I fully understood like essentially like the story of like, and got a sense of the atmosphere of this race. Like I love the close-up shots of the driver. They kind of give them some personality, and it's also just cool seeing their gear. Like some of their helmets and stuff are so flashy, and like I really appreciate the design on them. So I like being able to get these detailed looks similar to the cars, how you give me those close-ups. Like you don't get that as a fan, so you got to see that on video to really appreciate it rather than in the stands. And then yeah, besides that, it just gave me a good sense of the atmosphere and it looked cool. So keep doing your thing, way to make the most of that credential, keep building that portfolio out. And I don't know if you can do this, but like once you've, I guess, like accomplished your job for the day, if you have a chance to like film stuff of a more, I don't know, cinematic nature, like use a tighter focal length with a low aperture and film like specific details, and don't worry about capturing all the information in one shot. You're focusing on whatever that specific detail or whatever that specific item is and showing that off in like a more cinematic manner, I guess. I'm overusing the word cinematic, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Like that would be awesome. I don't know if like the lenses you travel with as like local news are equipped for that type of thing. I would say if you want to get creative, that could be a fun thing to do. But if you want to just keep doing your job and doing it well, like for the local news, and do it because you're doing it already. And that's great. Anyway, thank you for submitting this. NASCAR is sick. Keep on doing your thing. Let's do one more here. What do we want to do? Men's Basketball League playoffs hype video. Carter Cleary says, hey Peter, I hope you're doing great. Just wondering if you could check out this mix I made. I'm going to my senior year of high school and hoping for some tips on shooting hoops. I've been shooting editing since November 2021 and your videos are incredibly helpful starting out, and nearly 3 years later they still are. Well, that's great, Carter. Thank you for that. Like, I'm so glad to hear that. That just puts a smile on my face. Here's a link to the video. Thanks, Carter. All right, let's check it out. There we go. I like the black and white footage. Okay, that was a really catchy way to get me off the start. The fire coming out. The fire and the ball splitting and stuff. I love the way you're going to black and white and then bringing it back in full color to like build tension. Oh, this is like a second part. No way you did this for a men's league. Are these players even good enough to get like an edit like this as a men's league? You didn't need to do all that for a men's league. The fast cuts and all the crazy sound design on all the different hits. You made a guy breathe fire after like coming back from work as an accountant or something. This is men's league, man. That's crazy. I love this because like when you're starting, like this is what you have to do. Like go somewhere where like you probably shouldn't be making these people look that good and just make them look sick as a proof of concept so that when you go to the next level, you're able to do that same type of work. I love the way you used sound, color, and the speed of your cuts and the movement of the frame to kind of show whether we were in like a peak or a valley in the edit, if there's no better way to say that. You were kind of like putting things in black and white and like you were still cutting fast, but maybe the audio was like more muffled. You were using like a high pass filter on it. The sound design was like a little bit less intense during those like low points, and then the beat would hit for the song and the footage would flash in full color and you'd have overlays and quick cuts and multiple angles, crazy sound design. The ball would split off in different directions and someone would breathe fire, and that type of thing can also get boring if you look at it for too long. So you were really good about halfway through switching the song on me, slowing the edit down again, giving me some tight close-up shots of different players and actually holding on them for a second to kind of change the pace for me, and then hit me with another like hype edit. Honestly, it was just ultra engaging overall. If I'm at Newkirk Draft League, I'm very excited about getting this video from you And I know that the people who care about this league and who watch this game, or maybe who didn't watch the game and wish they did, are going to love seeing this. And then you finished it off by showing us who won and who was the champion by showing them holding up the trophy, which is obviously very important. We like to get closure as humans. So giving us that by like showing us who won is important. My recommendation for you is just keep working at this and hopefully try to do it for not a men's league. If you can, try to use this as a proof of concept to show a news outlet, or I don't know, how old are you? Let me look at your profile. Young enough. Like your local college, maybe, what you can do, because I'm going through your profile right now. It looks like you're filming like a lot of high school stuff, a lot of college stuff. I think I did a tutorial on this edit, like this cutout thing. So I'm wondering if you got this off my video. We're gonna watch another one. I don't care. I'm not even critiquing this. I'm just watching it. Yeah, that looks like my tutorial that I did like years ago. The black and white, the cutaways, the fire again. We got the fire twice. I love it. I love this follow. That's a follow for sure. That's definitely a follow. Carter, thank you for submitting. Like, you're doing awesome work. Keep it up. If you liked this video, then I actually have a full playlist of other videos in this Sports Videographer Reacts series that you can check out, and those are going to be on my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then please subscribe, because I post videos like this and other videography and video editing tips and tutorials on a regular basis, and I would love to have you around for that. I unfortunately haven't been able to post like as much as I would like to recently, because my work with the Professional Women's Hockey League and the Ottawa Charge has been taking up a lot of my time, as the season is like kind of coming to a head here. We're in our last couple of games of the regular season right now, and like the team's on a playoff push, and I'm making a lot of videos for them basically, and it's taking a lot of my time, which is, I guess, what happens when you try to like be on YouTube and also work full-time in the industry. But I usually post once a week on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, usually, and we're gonna get back to that in May or June, depending on if we make the playoffs and how far we go. But once this PWHL season's over, I'm really hoping my posting schedule on YouTube can be more consistent. But regardless, enough of me just blabbing on about whatever. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.